Hey family, it's Tasha MAMABEAR Prepping. You already know what time it is, baby. Get your drink pulled up. We have a lot to dive into and talk about. I'm not going to talk about any specific, I guess, topic or thing, not a list. I am going to continue to tell you that I hope that you are doing well mentally, physically, spiritually, getting into the things. I'm trying to go into this year doing things that I've put off for a very long time that have to do with my business. You know, if you guys didn't know, when I started back before I retired and I started this channel, I did not plan actually to just be on YouTube and that be my predominant thing I was doing. I had all these grand ideas. I actually started MAMABEAR Prepping LLC. It's an LLC, it's my brand. And the idea is to build a business around that. And YouTube was just supposed to be a very small piece of that, and has actually just developed into a full-time job. And you know, I'm doing videos every single day for you guys. I'm going to continue to do that, and it just kind of evolved into this other thing. But because of that, a lot of things have fallen off. Other goals, other hopes and dreams that I had for the brand. And so I'm going to start putting more effort into those things. One of those things being the MAMABEAR Prepping website. You know, I asked folks their ideas many moons ago, right? A year ago, if not more, you know, hey, give me some ideas. What would you guys like to see? Whatever. And a lot of people agreed on a website. That was already part of the game. And so I have been working on that and not working on it for over the last year. And I'm starting to finally get it wrapped up. I have a couple more pages to develop on it, right? So I need to finish up those, and I had to move everything to the state. So just administratively, right, moving the LLC, all the paperwork that goes with that. So just kind of finishing that stuff up. And then my game plan is to, I think I'm in the point where I'm about 2 months out from for real having that website up and running. And that will be a place where you can see all my affiliates. That's a place that you can see me, all my links for different social medias, how to get to my Patreon, how to get to YouTube, how to get to IG, how to get to different stuff. It will have all my merch. So I plan to have, you know, candles that I hand pour. I plan to have coffee mugs, whiskey tumblers, just different things, merch that you can get through my website, right? That I have developed, put together, and is not through any kind of other entity, right? It's a business, right? So, and that takes time. That's not the easiest thing to do. So, moving forward, I'm super excited. I just spent the last week getting my Patreon. I finally decided to do that. So I've basically been spending the last few days getting that account up and running. Right now, it finally made it through the final review. It's up and running. You can actually search MAMABEAR Prepping right now. It should come up. But I'll be putting a link to that in today's video. So if you go down to the description box, you're going to see that. If you go to my About page, there should be a link there taking you to it. If you look up at my top of the banner, there should be the link there for it as well. And so hopefully you'll have no problems getting to it. Now, Patreon is a monetary platform. Okay, so for people who do not know about it, it is a platform that it is a platform set up to support the creator, to support me. Okay, and so it costs, right? It's not free. It's not like YouTube, free content. I've done over 500 videos on this platform for free that people can still go to this day, continue to go to, and I will be leaving that content there. Okay, so you're not going to lose all the content that's already here on this platform. You're not going to lose me. I'm going to continue to do videos here, morning videos with you that drop at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to continue to do that and provide that. Patreon is a way though for people to support me monetarily. The people reach out to me all the time and like, hey, how can I help you? Is there a place I can, you know, give you a couple dollars? Is there whatever, right? And so there's people that want to help me in that way. Okay. This is by no means saying that you have to do that. But if you were a member, let's say before, and you still wanted to do that, I canceled membership for YouTube. I'm not going to offer membership through YouTube. I want the two to be different in the sense that on Patreon, if you come there and you sign up and you pay for a tier, you're going to get different stuff depending on what tier you get, but you're absolutely going to get access to me, more personalized. The biggest thing though, and why I went to Patreon, is because you're going to get eyes wide open type content. You're going to get me out loud saying my true feelings about certain topics. Now you get my true feelings here. It's just that I can't go as raw and as deep as I want to because of censorship. It's so heavily censored over here. We can't say a lot of stuff over here. And I'm sure you hear all types of channels saying that, okay? And over there, I'm excited because I can talk about, and I will be talking about these harder things and topics that people want to discuss but are scared to discuss because it will just get taken down or whatever, right? And so I want to talk about those things. I want to talk about conspiracy theory things. I want to dive deeper. I want to talk about current events and true feelings about different things that are going on in the world. And so that's what you're going to get over there. You're never going to get Patreon stuff over here. You're not going to get snippets. You're not going to get any peeks. You're not going to get, if you're paying over there, you're not going to just get some regurgitated stuff that I've said over here for free and I just redo it, re-edit it somehow and give it to you over a Patreon. You will get your own dedicated videos on specific topics. I'll give you an example. I watched the documentary Died Suddenly recently, and my video on Monday on Patreon is going to be my true opinion and a deep dive conversation on that documentary. Now, if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about, baby, okay? It is serious, okay? And I have all types of words, all types of thoughts. We're gonna get into it hardcore on that on Patreon, okay? And I'm super excited because it's the stuff that excites me, right? And a lot of it is the reason, the true to the core reason why we prepare. Because I trust nothing, trust no one, do not trust the government, do not trust in the things, right? And so some of these things are gonna be hard to talk about for some people, but I'm going to talk about it, okay? And I feel like that's the platform, hopefully, to be able to do that in the way that I want to do it, okay? So you're going to still get me, but you're going to get a deeper look, okay? So very excited about that. The point will be to continue to do videos over here every day, kind of a morning chat with you. Those videos drop at 2. On Patreon, you're going to get a dedicated video on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm not sure the drop time yet, but I think it's going to be more in the evening time is when I'm going to drop those videos. And they're going to be more like on the fly, meaning I'm going to pour a different kind of drink, right? I'm going to pour me an adult beverage. I'm going to pour me a whiskey, and I'm just going to discuss these topics, you know, in the evening hours and drop those videos for you guys. Now, Mama Bear Homestead, that's my other channel. She's not quite off the ground yet. She's not monetized over there. And that was our channel for me and hubby to really show you our projects, show you how we're turning, you know, a basically urban type piece of property, less than half an acre, into something that could be a piece of self-reliance, of peace preservation here for you and your family, and that it can be done, right? And that you just have to be creative, and you have to obviously have the desire to want to do it, and showing you that how we're going to do that here. We're also, though, heavily working and discussing on looking to move, finding property, finding another home, and moving. And so we're going to continue to bring that stuff and that discussion over to that channel. And whether we move or not, you're going to get to see the process. So if we stay here, you're going to get to see us do exactly what we said and build it up and do those projects. And those are the videos I'm going to bring to you. There's going to be more food preservation type videos over there, like canning, when I'm doing canning, or dehydrating, different things like that. This channel will continue to talk a little bit about current events, how you're preparing. It will have more lists, more preparedness things. I'm going to try to bring more food preparedness stuff, but more stockpiling and how to store food and things like that. It's going to be a lot because I'm doing that and trying to still work on the website. And then, of course, I have to build up my inventory for the merch, right? These are items that some of it I'm making myself. And so that takes time. But I finally have my excitement back for wanting to move forward with the actual brand itself. So if you are looking to help, support me monetarily, Patreon is where you do that. Please take a look at the links. And then expect your first video Monday. Right now, if you sign up, it's going to ask you for 2 tiers. I am sorry if you cannot afford a tier, or if you get upset that, hey, how dare you have this and it's something I can't afford. Baby, that's fine. That's fine. Don't do it. You can stay here, watch these videos, and interact here. One thing I want to make clear too is we'll have our own Discord that's going to get built up for Patreon, right? For patrons. For my Cubs and Grizzlies, you'll get a Discord link and you'll be able to get in Discord. For folks that were in the Discord for my YouTube membership, I canceled membership, but I'm not getting rid of that Discord. So the ladies and gentlemen that made it into that Discord, you are there, you can stay, you can go, but I'm not going to be deleting that room. And it's a beautiful room with like-minded people. So for the folks that made it in that room that used to be members and stuff, hey, you can stay there. I'm not going to get rid of that because there's a lot of beautiful relationships that were made and connections made in that room. And I don't want to tear that apart because that's bigger than just me. There's folks that made connections inside that room that will lose that connection if I get rid of the room. Okay, so I'm leaving that channel there, and we'll just move forward. Now, today, I don't want to leave you with just nothing, right, as far as preparedness and getting ready. Lots of stuff going on. I know you're paying attention to the news. I know you saw Lisa Marie, right, passed away, died suddenly, right? I'm telling you, folks, baby, it is happening, okay? And it's going to get more intense as we move forward. And I do not know if at any point people start talking about this stuff, but it is extremely, extremely important that you get ready for the fight in regards to your medical health, medical care, viruses, disease, pandemics, hospital closures. Like, you need to get ready for it all, okay? You have to get ready and get your family ready and be thinking about what else is it that you need to do to get ready for the next pandemic. What do you need to get ready for building up your own home pharmacy? What do you need to do to make sure that you have those antibiotics and you have them stockpiled, right? What do you need to do to get ready for, death happening around you, your family members, right? This is not over. And people, especially people who continue to get medicated, are going to continue to have things happen. Okay. And so I just cannot stress it enough. You need to get stockpiled, get everything that you can, because at some point, this whole bubble is already has a huge control piece of it on it, but it's gonna explode, right? And before you know it, it's going to be as simple as can't find something over the counter, right? Can't find a med over the counter anymore. Can't find a vitamin, right? The days of just going right now and getting vitamins and whatever, like, you've got to teach yourself that stuff, how to do that, how to make vitamins, how to take care of yourself, because this is how they're going to control us, right? They're going to take all that away. And then this whole thing, people dropping dead, continuing to die, that's going to continue to happen. And as it pushes forward, more of us are going to get touched by that. Eventually, you're going to get touched by that. If you haven't already been touched, it's going to touch you, because this death thing is continuing to play out. And it's going to continue to play out because you have such a big part of the population who took medication. And then you have still folks that are still continuing to take it. Okay. And so, just extremely important that you get ready for the consequences that are going to hit us. Okay, they're happening now, but again, we're at the point where we're not discussing it. We're just choosing to ignore it. But never have I ever, baby, seen so many death notices, so many news articles about people, young people, athletic people, old people. I mean, you name it, whatever age, whatever demographic, it doesn't matter. Everybody, people dropping dead left and right. And it's always explained away. No, it was just this. Oh, it was just that, whatever, right? You know, it used to be back in the day that, you know, okay, so I'll tell you something about me in my younger days. I was obsessed with famous people. Obsessed, right? You know those little magazines you get, they're like $2.99 or $3.99 now, and it was like Us and People, and it was just a smut. It's just a smut magazine of just all things that like famous people are doing, right? And there's like 3, 4, 5 of them that are like on a normal thing, weekly things. In my younger days, I would go every single week and get these little magazines, right? So I'm spending $20, $30 every single week on these little magazines just to flip through and see what the famous people are doing, right? I just needed the tea so bad of what was happening around me with famous people. I was obsessed. And obviously I grew out of that. I could care less. But it's funny because back then, once in a blue moon, right? Maybe once a quarter, maybe once a year, twice a year, you know, a famous person would pass away, right? And it was 2 things. If they were young, you were like, ooh, baby, they overdosed or they committed suicide, right? It was one of those things. If they were famous, you were like, which one did they do? And if they were older, you're like, okay, what did they, you know, pass away in their sleep? Did they, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to them in their older age? Were they fighting something this whole time? Maybe you found out they had cancer for like 40 years, that they'd been in and out of remission, right? And then there was the middle of the road where you're like, ooh, well, what kind of famous person are they? Are they the rock and roll type? Okay, well, that goes back to overdose or suicide, right? Or the other thing would be some like crazy over the top weird something that they got and they just didn't realize it, and then they end up dying. Or it was a car crash or something that could be explained, and it was like really a handful of things that it could be when a famous person died. Baby, it is like every single week somebody is dying. And when I say somebody's dying, I'm saying somebody that is famous enough to make, you know, national news, right? Makes all the feeds. This person has died, right? But it's everybody. My feed is everybody. I'm getting all the famous people, right? I'm getting all like social media people that kind of famous, right? But there's a good chance you still didn't know who the heck they were unless you happen to follow them, but they had millions of followers, right? So they're kind of not really famous, right? They're not world famous, but they're in their world, they're famous, right? And then you have nobodies all over, right? Nobodies. Oh, this little child died. Oh, this person died. Oh, this person died suddenly. And it's just a random person from a different state, but they're picking up on this. And now you're getting that news. Like, who, you know, I never got that news before, but you're getting that, and people are everywhere dropping dead, right? And so, and I get obsessed in the sense of now I open it up and I see how did they die, right? And there is still a lot of suicide type deaths happening, but boy, there's a ton of cancer. There's a ton of cardiac arrest. There's a ton of died suddenly, don't know what happened, just dropped dead. There's a lot, and it's heavy. And the thing I'm trying to get you to, or trying to convey to you, is that it's not going to end. And before it ends, it's probably going to touch you. And so that's something that you have to prepare for mentally, right? And physically, spiritually, right? You got to get ready for that, and make sure that you and your family are ready, and that you're ready in the sense of what this builds into and what it dominoes out to be, which is control, more control, taking things away, and, you know, controlling us in any way that they can. Because the more that stuff happens, the louder the people get, right? The louder we the people get, people start to say, what's going on? What is this? Whatever. And when you get people out of control, it's a problem. And so then those measures are going to be in place to get us back in line, right? And if you've given yourself options, you've prepared, you've done the things, then you give yourself options to just be like, no, we're not. We don't need you, right? We can take care of ourselves. And so that's why it's important to prepare and get the things and know that these things are happening. So, what's today? It's Friday. So this is a live. I just realized you guys are chatting away while you're watching me babble. But and hopefully I'm getting some good feedback from you guys in the chat, just as far as my moves forward. I had a lot of people reach out to me just nervous that I was going to just totally drop YouTube altogether. You know, I might get to a point in months to come, if I get too busy with like sales from the website or Patreon, I'm just super busy, and I'm doing more uploads over there. I might get to the point where I fall back on YouTube and I drop it down to just maybe 3 videos a week. But I will keep it, okay? I'm not going to get rid of it. I will continue to put out some free content as well to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get this stuff. But there's a ton of videos. There's a ton of stuff archived. You know, go back if you're brand new to the channel, you just started watching me, you know, go back. A lot of people say, well, how can I find stuff? Literally just say Mama Bear Prepping and then say what it is you're looking for. A video on this, right? And then several things should come, you know, options should come up, and I should be there. But or you can go to my playlist, or you can go to videos and search it with different things. Maybe you want to go look at some of my most popular videos. Maybe you want to look at the oldest videos and start from the beginning and just watch them in order. That's probably pretty entertaining, just because I've probably changed a whole lot. Let me tell you a secret. When I first did my first videos, you guys, I'm talking probably my first, I don't know, 2 or 3 videos. I caught it quick. I had this video, and at the end of the video, I was saying some kind of little cute thing where I was saying, pay attention, stay woke, stay something, right? But I was saying stay woke in this little phrase that I said. I can't remember exactly what I was saying, right? It was like, stay safe, stay woke, stay strong, something corny like that, right? And I was trying to get my videos out there, and this was back when I had Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore, and I had pushed out Facebook, you know, this thing on this preparedness channel, you know, that I had been on, right? This feed, this Facebook, and I was like, hey, you know, I started my channel, you know, check me out, whatever. And I'll never forget it. This old lady, she introduced herself. She's probably in her 70s. She introduced herself, and she's like, and I don't want to be rude. I saw your video on Facebook, and I went and I watched the video. It was a great video. But you know, a lot of people in this room are conservative, and I was thinking like, yeah, of course I know that, right? And so I was like, yeah, this is perfect, right? Perfect. It's my perfect audience. And she's like, yeah, and you know, woke is like a real liberal term. And I was like, woke. And then I was like, oh, I said woke. And she's like, you said be woke. And that really just took me off guard, because you're like, be woke. Like, that's a real democratic, liberal, right, type of term. And she goes, and that might turn off a lot of people watching the video. And of course I was just like, dang. And so I actually went and was Googling and looking. You guys know, this is back when I started the video almost 2 years ago, and I did not know the term like woke and all. I did not know that, right? And I just remember being floored and so thankful that this older woman had gotten the guts, you know, to take me to the side and tell me, hey, great content. However, you might scare away people that probably need this information, want this information, right? And so I immediately stopped. But there's like 2 or 3 videos at the end where I say this silly little line about be woke, stay safe, stay woke, some crazy stuff, right? So anyway, if you watch older videos of mine, you'll see. I also used to do them early in the morning. I'd have my hair wouldn't be done. I have my cap on, and I used to have people in comments ask me if I had cancer. It was crazy. And it was just my hair. It's just it's how I sleep, with a hair net, right? Oh my goodness. It was just, it's funny. They're funny videos if you go back and watch me when I first started. So anyway, happy Friday. I'm glad you guys made it. For those of you that are going to run over to Patreon and become a Patreon member, thank you so much. I absolutely love the support. I need the support, right? This is my business, so that I can continue to do this. And I'm very, very excited about that new community, that new journey, and the ability to finally talk about the things that I really, really, really want to talk about. And I'm excited too to get ideas from what those folks that actually pay, what you truly 100% want me to talk about. So if there's some deep dive in something you want me to do, I'm going to do it, and we're going to discuss it. And I'm excited about that. So Tomorrow I'll see you on this channel for this video, and Patreon, there is a welcome video there. If you go today and sign up, there is a welcome video, and then starting Monday you're going to start seeing consistent videos, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and then I'll be doing lives over there first Saturday of the month, and that might switch to where I open up and do more lives too, where I do like 2 a month. But we're just going to start with a month because, you know, I got that chronic anxiety going on. But it motivates me because those folks are obviously paying for a service, and so I'm not gonna negate on that. You're gonna get that from me, and I'm super excited. So I will see you guys tomorrow on this channel. Be well, be kind, do everything in love, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.